And think about it, the champagne moments of our life every day, the ones which we love most is when we see sporting excellence, when we see something showcased on television. You see a Tendulkar century or a Roger Federer's tennis game or any sport which you choose to follow, because those are the ones which inspire us very often to excellence. Those are the moments which make our life. You know, the tingling sensation of having witnessed something wonderful, which has taken you out of the ordinary, into someone else's zone of excellence. If just an acquaintance or a moment in connecting with someone else's moment of excellence can give you such joy, can be so uplifting to you in what you do, isn't it remarkable that most of us have been unable to convert that fragrance, that perfume of excellence which we smell, which we see in others, we've been unable to convert it into our own endeavors, into what we do in our lives. And that perhaps is the tragedy. So I do believe that it is in that area, from what we want to do to what we are willing to do to achieve that, somewhere in between is this journey, and lurk the dangers which somehow keep you from achieving it. And what I'm going to share with you as part of my own journey in search of excellence, perhaps could be those bruises which I carry, the heartaches I've suffered in this journey. And they have happened because of one of the other circumstances which I will try to outline here, which have somehow come and cast me adrift, have set my sails wrong as I move towards it. But what is it that has brought me back to the journey every time is also something I hope that what I'll share with you will reveal as we go forward. Now, the fundamental proposition, or one of the biggest threads of excellence, where it begins, is that I believe that excellence is a choice you make. It's a definitive choice. Think about it. You have to make a choice as to whether you want to live a healthy, active lifestyle or not. It's a choice you make. The way you eat, the way you sleep, whether you play sport, do you exercise or not, it's a choice. You can do without it. Do you want to be an individual whose attitudes are positive in life? Do you want to approach life in a positive manner? Or do you want to sit back, be negative in what you do? Again, that is a choice you have to make. In that fashion, and in greater measure, wanting to be or searching for excellence is a choice that you have to make. Because when you make that choice, my friends, it comes with its own territory. It comes with a call to action. You can't be a leader in your organization, call everybody, speak to them about excellence, take the survey of Mr. Raman's, read it out and say, hey, you know what? We've got to become excellent. And this is what we've got to do. Well done. Now go out, become excellent, and I'll see you all next MIS 1 month from now. It doesn't work. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that just doesn't cut any water. If you make the choice, you have to pursue it. Unfortunately, from the point we make a choice to the point we reach whatever we think is the zone of excellence comes a host of distractions, hardships, pain, the lack of endurance, distraction. This is what populates the journey between where you begin and where you are intending to reach. And hopefully I'll sort of touch upon some of these things in the course of what I have to share with you. So you've made your choice. Are you willing to walk the talk? Are you willing to do what it takes to get there? It needs tremendous commitment, tremendous focus. I've already outlined this, without which the choice you make is not going to get you to the destination you want. So I share with you perhaps a choice I made in my life, and that could help outline what I mean by acting behind a choice. I joined the Indian Police Service, yes, very passionately. I wanted to be a civil servant. I belonged to a family of civil servants. I joined the service. 10 years that I worked, remarkable that I discovered, I found myself slipping deeper and deeper into a mediocre kind of existence. After a few years, I found that I was not enjoying what I was doing. Maybe it had to do with the environment, maybe it had to do with my own presumptions about working in the government, about doing that particular job, whatever it may have been. And I'm not offering that as a reason, but I discovered within myself that I had lost the passion to do what I was doing. I was no longer enjoying what I was doing. And if I was not enjoying it, and if I'd lost the passion, quite clearly, and if I was still going to work every day and coming back, very clearly, I was drifting along in mediocrity, and as I said, that's something I could not take. It was truly destroying my soul. I was unable to keep with it, so I made a choice. 10 years into the service, I resigned. I quit my job. Now that's a choice. At that time, a lot of friends and family thought it was a quixotic kind of decision. Not many people thought I was very stable. You don't quit the Indian Police Service because you get up one morning and say, I don't feel passionate about this job anymore. So what are you going to do about it? I'm going to resign. I can certainly tell you there were members of my family who wanted to have me sent for some serious examination of how the manner, I was using my brain. But I did make that choice, my friends, and I did leave. What happened after that? Forget whether I've been a successful entrepreneur or I have not. But I rediscovered my passion to do what I wanted to do. I became an entrepreneur. That's what destiny held for me. As I'm a first generation entrepreneur, no one in my family has been in business. So it was a call I took. Heeding to the call of my heart, I moved into entrepreneurship. But what made it work was that I rediscovered my joy of working. I rediscovered the fact that I was passionate about what I wanted to do. I also found that it was within me to set the standards and define where I wanted to go. That is what happens when you make a choice. I perhaps in my life very clearly demonstrate and share with anyone who cares to listen that make a choice, move towards what you think are your goals. I would hesitate to say I was thinking in terms of excellence at that time. And I'll touch upon that shortly. But it helped me move forward from what I was doing. Now what happens when you make this choice and move forward? Now in the early years that I started my enterprise, I'm saying it in defense of all those who are beginning a career or who are beginning an organization, that don't be too harsh on yourself. Don't say, hey, I'm just beginning this, now what are my goals of excellence? Because it does not come at that earlier stage. The recognition, the understanding of what excellence is all about and what you should be doing to go towards it is not something which happens the minute you say you take up a job or you start an enterprise or you start pursuing a sport. Excellence is a product of maturity. It needs you to grow. It needs you to grow in the journey of your life. So allow yourself some slack there. Give yourself the benefit of some time to absorb what is it that you are doing. There is that much which is right, there is that much which is not. But to understand that and to develop the maturity you need takes some time. And it is only when you mature as an individual first, because leadership needs maturity, and when your organization matures for some time, that you will have a group of people who are ready to accept the burden of the focus which is required for you to drive towards excellence. So maturity is a huge factor as a thread of excellence which you need to allow yourself to reach before you flagellate yourself about, oh, why am I not excellent? Why do I not measure up to these standards of excellence? You need to give it a little time for you and your organization to mature.